So today is our water communion ceremony. For any visitors or people new to Unitarian Universalism, the water communion ceremony is a tradition observed by many, I would say most, Unitarian Universalist churches, marking the end of the summer and the official beginning of the new church year. It's an annual tradition here at UUI. Actually, most UU churches held their water communion ceremony last Sunday, including All Souls and Heartland UU here in Indianapolis. But we pushed ours back a week so we could host our traveling guest speaker, Michael Dowd. And if you didn't have a chance to catch that service, I suggest you check it out on CD or online. It was a fantastic service. The water communion, like many of our modern UU symbols and traditions, reflects the democratic and grassroots character of our movements. And it particularly reflects the strong emergence of women specifically as a driving and shaping force in Unitarian Universalism. It was women, you may recall or know, that organized the campaign in the 1980s that led to the adoption of our 7 principles. The first water communion that we know of was held in 1980 in East Lansing, Michigan, so shout out to the Midwest, for a Women in Religion UU convocation. It was created by 2 lay women, not ministers, Carolyn McDade, who many of you may know as the author of Spirit of Life, and Lucille Longview. And no one decided after this had been created and all of these women worshipped together, no one decided, oh, this is good. This is how we're going to kick off our church year now. No one made an official decision. It was just spread. People saw it and recognized that this is good, and churches adopted it one by one. So like so many things in Unitarian Universalism, it just came into its own through the choices of individual churches. McDade and Longview write, we were beginning to reach for new and inclusive symbols and rituals that speak to us of our connectedness to one another, to the totality of life, and to our place on this planet. Our connectedness to one another, to life, to this earth. The symbolism of the water ceremony evokes some of the deepest religious themes of Unitarian Universalism, themes we return to again and again here in this sanctuary. And it reflects the central value that we place on community. It's part of the rhythm of UU life that summer is a time of greater separation. We travel, we spend more time at home with the family, we spend more time in the garden or on the bike trails. The rhythm of summer worship is a little different. The pulpit is opened up to many different voices. The worship leader takes a little time off from weekly sermons. And so the water communion, marking summer's end, is a time of coming back together, a time of coming home. It's a ceremony of returning for friends new and old, and a ceremony of welcome for those just getting acquainted with us. And so the tradition is, we go out on our summer journeys, spiritual and mundane, inward journeys and outward journeys, wherever they may take us, and we bring back to this sanctuary water from that summer journey, literally or figuratively. Some people bring water from a trip, or from the pond out back, from the rain, from the garden, from the faucet of a new home or beloved old home, from a place where a child was born or an elder passed away. Whatever was meaningful in your life over the summer. And one by one we'll come up and pour the water into a common vessel, mingling the waters together, reflecting how our communal life is the blending together of the richness of all of our individual lives and our individual experiences. Reflecting how all are accepted into the flowing stream that is the life of this church. And reflecting in the symbolism of the water itself, how we all ultimately come from and return to the same source, and how we are all nourished by the same living earth. The shared water is eventually sterilized, and it's used for rituals throughout the year, to water our peace garden, our community garden. In May, the water was used as a blessing for the child dedication ceremony. So it will become part of the spiritual and physical life of this church. So I invite you to come up now and add your water to this common vessel. And if Cindy will help me, we'll maybe release people row by row. You may, if you choose, say a few words into this microphone, sharing the meaning of the water for you or your family, or how the water represents your life over the summer. Please restrict yourselves to a few sentences, since there are a lot of people that are going to want to share. For anyone who did not bring water, we have pitchers right out front for you to pour in as symbolic water for whatever you would like to share.